Welcome to the deep dive. The buzz around Apple's WWDC, their Worldwide Developers Conference, it was pretty intense this year, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's always a big deal, kind of a sneak peek, like you said, into where our devices are heading.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2025 definitely delivered.
It certainly did. So this deep dive is all about WWDC 2025, June 9th to 13th. It was that hybrid thing again, right? Online, but also some folks at Apple Park.
Exactly. Online sessions for developers everywhere, plus that in-person bit in Cupertino, standard format for them now, it seems.
And our mission today really is to unpack the biggest stuff, the surprises, what's actually relevant for you using these devices day to day. We're going to focus mainly on the software updates, the ones changing how you use your iPhone, Mac, iPad.
Apple Watch, Apple TV, even the Vision Pro, it's the whole ecosystem.
Right. And to do that, we've looked at, well, everything we could find. Apple's own stuff, obviously, but also tech news outlets, the Indian Express, Economic Times, Times of India, Mint, CNET.
Yeah, and we even checked out some YouTube takes from reviewers like Marhoo's Boss and Marquise Brownlee, just to get that broader picture. There's a lot, so let's jump in.
Okay, let's start with the visuals. Apple's calling it their broadest design update ever since, iOS 7, a whole decade ago, this liquid glass thing. What is it?
It's interesting. They describe it as a new translucent material. Think glass, but it reflects and refracts what's around it. Gives apps this kind of sleek, glassy shine.
Sounds like that visionOS influence we talked about.
Totally. You can see the inspiration from the Vision Pro's operating system.
Yeah.
And it adapts dynamically light mode, dark mode, and reacts to movement with like real-time rendering, little lighting effects, makes things feel more 3D.
And is this just on, say, the iPhone, or is it wider?
That's the big news, really. It's everywhere, across all the operating systems. We're talking iOS 26, macOS Tahoe 26, iPadOS 26, watchOS 26, tvOS 26, and visionOS 26.
Wow, okay. So buttons, sliders.
Yep. Buttons, sliders, media controls, tab bars, sidebars, toolbars, navigation, even the lock screen and home screen. It is ubiquitous, really trying to unify the look.
So it's more than just aesthetics then. This liquid glass, by making everything look a bit more glassy and 3D, it's kind of prepping us, getting our brains used to that spatial computing feel of the Vision Pro.
That seems to be the intent, yeah. Build that consistent mental model, make interactions feel more intuitive, more visually engaging, sort of priming people for that spatial future, like you said.
Sounds very slick, very futuristic, but I've heard some reviewers mention potential issues. Any downsides cropping up?
That's the flip side. It looks great, sure. But some are pointing out that things like the all-clear icons without solid backgrounds, might actually make things harder to read, cause squinting.
Ah, right. Especially if the background behind the icon is varied, like half light, half dark.
Exactly. That glass effect could mess with clarity, sometimes aesthetics and usability. They pull in different directions, don't they?
Yeah.
Contrast is usually key for readability.
Interesting trade-off. Okay, sticking with universal changes, the naming. Big shift there, too. No more iOS 19 or watchOS 12. It's all 26 now.
Yep. iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS Tahoe 26, tvOS 26, watchOS 26, visionOS 26, all branded with the year.
What's the thinking there? Just consistency.
Pretty much. Make branding consistent, unified, like car models, Some analysts reckon it helps you track if you're on the latest version. Plus, it avoids that feeling of using outdated software just because the calendar flipped.
Ah, that's clever. Like, if it was iOS 25 now, come January 2026, it already sounds old hat.
Exactly. This keeps it feeling current for the whole cycle.
Does it lose anything, though, that sense of history with the numbers, or is it just simpler overall?
I think Apple's betting on simplicity winning out. For most people, knowing they're on the 26 version of everything, probably easier. Streamlines marketing, too. Less confusing.
Right, makes sense. Okay, let's switch gears. The big one, Apple Intelligence. Everyone was waiting for the big AI reveal, especially around Siri. What happened there?
Well, the news on the fully AI-powered Siri revamp. It's basically been delayed indefinitely. Seems it needs more development and testing.
Oof. Delayed indefinitely. That sounds significant. Shows they're being careful, maybe.
Definitely seems like Apple's cautious approach. They want to get it right, not rush it out. Precision over speed, perhaps.
So no massive Siri leap, but they are doing things with AI, right? I heard something about developers getting access to models.
Yes, exactly. While the big Siri thing is on hold, they are opening up access for developers. There's a new framework letting them tap into the foundational AI models that power Apple Intelligence.
And the key thing here is on device, isn't it? Why is that such a big deal for Apple?
Crucial. It means the AI runs directly on your device, not in the cloud. so it's more private, works offline. That's classic Apple. And yeah, this could spark a wave of new apps built around this, using Apple Intelligence, but keeping your data safe and local.
Okay, and one specific feature caught my eye. Visual intelligence. On the iPhone screen itself, how does that work?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Visual intelligence basically extends to what's on your screen, so you can like interact with things visually. Take
Yeah.
a screenshot of a jacket in an article.
And find out where to buy it.
Exactly. Or tap an Ask button, maybe query ChatGPT about something you see on screen. A bit like Google's Circle to Search, maybe. Makes the screen way more interactive.
That could be genuinely useful.
Oh.
And live translation sounds ambitious.
It does. It's another on-device AI feature. Automatically translates text across iMessage, FaceTime, the phone app, so you could get real-time captions on a FaceTime call,
Wow.
or even spoken translation during a phone call. And the person you're calling doesn't even need an iPhone. That's a proper step towards breaking down language barriers.
So, okay, maybe Apple isn't trying to win the biggest AI brain award right now. Their play seems to be integration, making it invisible almost.
I think that's a really good way to put it. Seamless integration is their superpower, right? Make AI features just work within the ecosystem, quietly enhance things you already do, privacy first, on-device processing. It's a different approach, maybe a slower burn, but could build more trust.
But what's the general feeling from experts? How does Apple's AI stack up against, say, Samsung's Galaxy AI or even ChatGPT?
Yeah, the consensus seems to be, while the integration is great, the actual intelligence, the raw power compared to competitors like Galaxy AI, or even indirectly like ChatGPT, it's, well, not there yet.
So they're relying on partners, like ChatGPT.
It seems that way for some of the more advanced stuff, yeah, where their own AI isn't quite up to scratch yet. So the big question is, how do they differentiate long-term if they're not leading on the core AI model development? Integration is key, but are they playing catch-up on the real smarts?
Interesting times for their AI strategy. Okay, let's get platform specific. iOS 26 for the iPhone. What's new in, like, calling and texting?
Big updates for the phone app. Unified layout, for one. And they've added call screening. Uses live voicemail, basically answers unknown numbers for you, gets info, then you decide if you want to talk.
Okay, that could be handy for spam.
Definitely. And hold assist. This one sounds amazing. It keeps your place in a queue when you're on hold.
No way.
Yeah. And then it rings you back when an agent actually picks up.
Oh my God, hold assist. That alone. Think of the hours saved. No more elevator music. Hell, that's a proper quality of life win. What about messages? Any goodies there?
Messages get some stuff people have wanted for ages. Native polls and group chats, finally. Customizable backgrounds, including AI-generated ones if you want.
Okay.
And the big one, typing indicators for group chat.
Finally, yes. Though as some reviewers point out, lots of other platforms had that already, but still, good to see on iMessage.
Absolutely. Better late than never, especially for something so core. And CarPlay gets a huge update, too. They're calling it CarPlay Ultra now.
Ultra. What makes it ultra?
More compact design, apparently. New widgets. And live activities show up there now, like your friend's flight status updating right on the car screen. All about keeping you informed but focused.
Makes sense. What else on iOS? Photos, camera?
Photos app gets a fresh coat of paint, as they say. Camera app is apparently more streamlined for getting to basic photo and video modes. Options are like a quick gesture away now.
Okay.
Apple Music gets live translation for lyrics, which is cool. Pronunciation guides, too. And some DJ-like features. Time stretching, beat matching with something called Auto Mix, plus music pins for your favorites.
And gaming. Anything there?
Yeah, a whole new dedicated games app. It's meant to be a hub, integrates Apple Arcade, your own game library, and has play-together challenges with friends.
Trying to centralize the gaming experience. And quickly, any other daily life stuff? Wallet, maps?
Wallet can now track orders, even if you didn't use Apple Pay. Maps adds a visited places feature, and dynamic wallpapers on the lock screen get an upgrade. More personalization.
Okay, quite a bit for iPhone. Now, iPadOS 26. You said this one was pushing towards a Mac-like experience. Sounds like a big deal.
It really is. They're calling it the biggest ever iPadOS update. And the core of it is a new windowing system. Much more flexible multitasking.
Biggest ever. So what's actually different? How does this windowing work?
Well, you get a proper grab handle on Windows now, so you can just fluidly resize them. Much more control than the old split-screen stuff. And there's an expose feature.
Like on the Mac, where you see all your windows?
Exactly like the Mac. See all your open windows tiled out, makes switching super easy. Plus, you get a new menu bar, like a desktop OS, and a more precise pointer. It feels much more like using a computer.
Wow, okay. That really does sound like it closes the gap.
It does, and the Files app gets updated to resizable columns, collapsible folders, more like Finder on the Mac, and crucially, background tasks.
Background tasks. You mean like exporting a video without having to keep the app open?
Yes, computationally intensive stuff can run in the background now, and they show up as live activities. That's huge for actually doing heavy work on an iPad. Oh, and the Preview app from macOS is coming to iPad too, for better document and image editing.
So the takeaway for users here is the iPad is becoming a much more serious laptop alternative, addressing those limitations that stopped Pro users.
Absolutely. It pushes the iPad way further on the spectrum, like the reports say. Really tackles those things that made people stick with a Mac for certain tasks.
Interesting. Okay, let's jump over to macOS. macOS Tahoe 26. What's the focus there? Productivity again.
Productivity Unleashed seems to be the theme, and Spotlight gets the biggest update ever.
Biggest update ever for Spotlight. I use it for quick searches, but what makes it so much bigger now?
It's way more than search. You can now directly execute actions from Spotlight. Hundreds of them, like type send email to or create note about, and just do it from Spotlight.
Oh, so it's an action hub now, not just search.
Pretty much. You can even access your clipboard history through it. Get things done without even opening the app sometimes. Big time saver potential.
And the liquid glass look is here too, obviously.
Yep. Liquid glass dock, sidebars, toolbars, transparent menu bar, plus new customization, change folder colors, wallpaper colors, and continuity gets better. Live activities from your iPhone pop up on the Mac. And the phone app finally arrives on Mac too.
Unifying communication. What about Mac gaming? Still a work in progress.
Still seems that way.
Huh.
There's the new Apple Games app and a game overlay feature, but reviewers note it's still often a big lift for developers to bring games over compared to, say, Windows. So progress, but maybe slow progress.
Gotcha. Right, onto the wrist. watchOS 26. AI seems to be a theme here too.
Yeah, there's an AI-powered workout buddy, gives you personalized motivation during workouts, suggests actions based on your history, can even give you an AI-voiced pep talk.
Huh. An AI pep talk could be motivating. Or annoying, I guess.
We'll see. The Smart Stack feature also gets smarter, better hints for relevant info, and this is clever. The watch can now sense the ambient noise around you and silence notifications automatically if it's loud.
Oh, that is smart, like in a meeting or cinema.
Exactly. Plus, a simple but nice touch. A new wrist flick gesture to dismiss alarms or alerts. No fumbling for buttons. And the Notes app comes to the watch finally. Create and view notes right there.
Little quality of life things add up on the watch. Okay, nearly there. tvOS 26 and visionOS 26, immersive experiences.
For tvOS, yeah, the Liquid Glass redesign aims for that immersive, vibrant feel on the big screen. But the surprise feature, karaoke.
Karaoke on Apple TV.
Yep. Your iPhone becomes a microphone and you sing along to songs on Apple Music. Sounds like fun, actually. Could be a popular party feature.
Could be. And visionOS 26. What's new in the spatial world?
Updates seem focused on making it more seamless, more practical maybe. Widgets become properly spatial. You place them somewhere, they stay there even after a restart. That's a big convenience fix.
Okay, that's useful.
Personas. The digital avatars are apparently getting better, more lifelike, and maybe hinting at the direction. Support for the PlayStation VR2 Sense controller.
PSVR controller support. That's interesting. Does that suggest maybe more pro use? Or gaming? What's the thinking on the Vision Pro strategy now?
It does seem to lean that way, doesn't it? Maybe focusing more on enterprise, professional use cases, design, collaboration, training, where the cost isn't such a barrier. Consumer adoption might be slower than hoped, perhaps. So yeah, solidifying its path for pro users seems likely.
Makes sense. Okay, so beyond the big announcements, WWDC is really for developers, right?
Fundamentally, yes. Apple released over 100 new videos on tools, design, tech. They offer those one-on-one lab consultations with Apple engineers. And there's the Swift Student Challenge, encouraging young coders.
And there was some poignant historical context this year, too, wasn't there?
Yeah, sadly, just before WWDC, Bill Atkinson passed away. An early Apple engineer credited with inventing things like pull-down menus, the double-click, foundational stuff for graphical interfaces we still use every day. A reminder of the history behind all this innovation.
Definitely. And Apple's doing all this while facing some real external pressures, aren't they? Antitrust cases, App Store rulings.
For sure. The ongoing antitrust case potentially affecting the Google search deal, that's a huge revenue. And the Epic Games ruling allowing links to outside payments impacts the App Store model. They're navigating choppy waters.
But they keep innovating on the software front, even without big hardware news at this WWDC. It seems focused on refining that ecosystem, building a stronger foundation, maybe adapting to those pressures too.
Exactly. It's about software evolution, integration, tightening things up.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The big themes from WWDC 2025. That massive liquid glass visual overhaul everywhere, the new yearly naming system, AI taking subtle but important steps forward even with Siri delayed, and really powerful updates making the iPad more Mac-like and boosting productivity across the
A
board.
lot of refinement, a lot of unification.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe. With this bold liquid glass look tying everything together visually, and the iPad gaining serious Mac capabilities, is Apple kind of, subtly blurring the lines?
Hmm. Preparing us for a future where this distinction between our iPhone, iPad, Mac,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even the Vision Pro,
Mm.
becomes less important.
Exactly. Is this all leading towards a more unified, maybe more spatial computing experience than we even realize yet? What possibilities does this sleek peek really unlock for your digital life down the road? Something to think about.